What he's doing here?
Ramsey gave me a job to do.
The story begins in Afghanistan, where a drone flies over a small village, making the people nervous. The villagers quickly hide, expecting danger. Soon, American soldiers arrive and search the area. They find a suspicious man carrying a bomb and order him to drop it. When he refuses and pulls out a gun, the soldiers shoot him. A soldier named Jake reports the situation to Colonel Mason and asks permission to safely disable the bomb. Mason orders him not to take the risk, but Jake ignores the command and successfully stops the bomb. However, another hidden enemy suddenly attacks, causing a massive explosion. Most of the soldiers are killed, and enemy fighters surround the remaining Americans. One by one, the soldiers fall until only Jake and Mason remain. Jake runs toward his colonel but nearly gets shot. Mason saves him just before a helicopter arrives to rescue them. 5 years later, Jake tries to build a normal life. He takes medicine for his trauma and works at an auto shop, dealing with difficult customers every day. At home, he hides his pain to stay strong for his young son.
Body slam!
Jinx, double jinx. I think I got you.
When his wife tells him they are struggling financially, Jake promises he will find a way to fix everything.
This is making me really scared.
There's nothing to be scared about.
While putting his son to bed, Jake shows him a photo of his old army team. He talks about Mason, who was there when his son was born, and admits he misses him. When his son asks if he killed anyone during the war, Jake avoids answering. The next day, Jake finds a group of gang members threatening his boss, Earl, for money. When Jake tells them to leave, their leader, Fresh, orders his men to attack. Jake quickly defeats them using only a wrench. Fresh pulls out a gun and warns Jake that they will return before leaving. Later, Earl tells Jake that he used to be part of a gang but changed his life. He promises to help protect the neighborhood, giving Jake some hope.
There's no place that makes me feel more comfortable than right here.
Still feeling like he is in a war zone, Jake calls his family to make sure they are safe. His wife tells him he should have called the police instead of fighting. That night, Jake arrives home and sees Fresh waiting outside in a car. Fresh drives away, and Jake rushes inside, but he finds his wife and son murdered, broken by the loss. Jake collapses in tears. When the police arrive, Jake cannot handle the situation. He gets into his truck and drives away, searching for Fresh while remembering the happy moments he shared with his family. Eventually, Jake finds Fresh's car outside a club. Armed with a gun, he storms inside and attacks the gang. When he finally reaches Fresh, the man claims he never wanted Jake's family to die and says he had no choice. Jake refuses to listen. Filled with anger and grief, he kills Fresh. 5 months later, Jake is in prison. His trauma becomes worse as he keeps remembering the moment he found his family. Colonel Mason visits him and offers to help reopen the case, but Jake refuses. Jake says he deserves to be there because he chose revenge and has no regrets. He tells Mason that he would make the same choice again. Jake then asks him to leave and returns to his cell. That night, Jake remembers his time in the army and how Mason retired soon after saving his life.
Look, you're a great soldier, Jake. One of the best I've ever known. Take care of yourself.
You too, sir.
Later, a man named Ramsey visits him in prison. He claims to lead a private task force, but Jake refuses to listen and asks the guard to take him away. That same night, Jake dreams about his family. Suddenly, masked men break into his cell, knock him unconscious with a sedative, and kidnap him. When Jake wakes up, he discovers he is no longer in prison. Ramsey explains that he has been watching Jake for years and respects his skills. He tells Jake about an organization called Section 8, a secret group that works outside the law to handle dangerous missions. Ramsey says they can give Jake a new purpose and reminds him that his son would have wanted him to be a hero, not a prisoner. After hearing this, Jake agrees to join. In Washington, D.C., Ramsey introduces Jake to his new teammates, Elias, Ajax, Brunner, and Muller. He shows Jake their headquarters, known as the Batcave, and explains that they work with powerful government agencies to deal with threats. Since Jake is new, Muller will work with him during missions until he learns how the team operates. Jake is given a new identity, an apartment, a car, money, and a fake history because the world believes he is dead.
For all intents and purposes, you're already dead.
After Ramsey leaves, the team tests Jake. Ajax starts a fight, pushing and attacking him. Jake tries to stay calm, but Ajax continues until Jake finally fights back. He defeats Ajax and nearly stabs him with a pen. However, a memory of his family stops him. Jake walks away, showing that he still has control over his anger. Ajax believes this weakness means Jake does not belong, but Muller disagrees. Soon after, Jake and Muller receive their first mission. Their target is Castillo, a defense contractor who secretly sells weapons. Castillo has stolen dangerous military blueprints and plans to sell them to Russia. Jake realizes his new job is basically killing people, which makes him uncomfortable. Still, he travels with Muller to Mexico to complete the mission. They find Castillo preparing to trade the blueprints with a Russian buyer inside a warehouse. Jake secretly takes out one guard, causing both sides to believe they have been betrayed. A violent shootout begins. The criminals are killed one by one, and an explosion destroys part of the area. Jake searches the warehouse and finds two frightened women hiding in a car. He leaves them alive, takes the blueprints, and escapes. When they return, Ramsey becomes angry. He says Jake put the mission at risk by allowing witnesses to survive. Jake argues that the women were innocent and accuses Ramsey of caring more about orders than human lives. Ramsey threatens to send Jake back to prison if he refuses to follow instructions. Muller defends Jake, but Ajax says hiring him was a mistake. Later, Ramsey contacts a mercenary named Locke and gives him a new assignment. In Nevada, Locke breaks into a hotel to kill a target. He ignores the man's offer of money and kills him anyway. As he escapes through the casino, he easily defeats the guards, creates chaos, steals a car, and disappears. Meanwhile, Jake settles into his new apartment. He finds photos from his time in Afghanistan, which remind him of a conversation with Mason. Jake once blamed himself for Mason's injuries, but Mason told him not to carry that guilt.
We're just trying to make the best out of a shit situation.
Later, Jake meets Muller at a bar. He asks about Ramsey's past, but she knows very little. She only mentions that she used to be in the army and was punished after punching a commanding officer who treated her unfairly. Later, Ramsey gives the team a new mission: steal secret digital files and kill Senator Graham, who they claim is a traitor. Ramsey says Graham has paid many people to protect himself and warns that security will be heavy. The team arrives at the senator's event in California disguised as workers. Muller sneaks inside and begins taking out guards, while Jake follows the senator's escape vehicle. When security moves Graham into a van, Muller hacks his computer to steal the files.
Yeah, on my way to you.
Jake chases the vehicle and tries to stop it. After missing his shots, he takes a shortcut and blocks the road. A guard attacks Jake, but he quickly kills him. When Jake reaches Senator Graham, the senator begs for his life and talks about his family. Thinking about his own loss, Jake hesitates and cannot kill him. However, the rest of the team arrives, and Ajax ignores Jake's decision. He kills the senator himself. After returning home, Jake is filled with guilt. He looks at pictures of his family and drinks, questioning what he has become. Suddenly, he notices masked men outside his apartment. Jake hides as they break in and search the place. He escapes through the back door before they find him. The next day, Jake meets Mason and tells him everything. Mason reveals that the real Section 8 was shut down years ago. The current group is made up of former agents from the military and intelligence agencies who use their connections to operate illegally. Mason warns Jake that he is in serious danger. He says he has never heard of Ramsey but promises to investigate. Before Jake leaves, Mason gives him money and a weapon for protection. Jake returns to his hometown and receives a call from Ramsey, who wants to meet and solve their problems. Jake refuses. Angry, Ramsey orders Mueller to contact Locke and send him after Jake.
Jake Atherton, ex-military special forces.
While in town, Jake meets his son's old friend. The boy reveals that shortly before Jake's family was killed, Fresh was seen with men in black suits who looked like government agents. Before Jake can learn more, Locke arrives and starts shooting. Jake protects the boy and escapes while Locke attacks innocent people and creates chaos. When police arrive, Locke attacks them as well. Jake uses the confusion to escape while Locke steals a police car and continues hunting him. Later that night, Jake hides at Earl's auto shop. He remembers how Earl supported him after his parents died and sees him as family. Suddenly, the security alarm goes off. Section 8 has arrived. Jake and Earl prepare to defend themselves. Elias attacks first, but Earl manages to kill him before he can hurt Jake. Bruner then fights Jake on top of a car. Ajax starts shooting wildly, creating an opening. Jake uses the moment to stab Bruner with a screwdriver. As Ajax continues firing, Jake uses Bruner's body as protection. When Ajax runs out of bullets, the two fight hand to hand. They exchange brutal attacks until Ajax tries to stab Jake. Before Ajax can finish him, Mueller shoots and kills Ajax. After the battle, Jake checks on Earl and takes his car before the police arrive. During the drive, Mueller explains that she saved Jake because she also wants to leave Section 8. Jake does not fully trust her, but he forces her to take him to Ramsey. The next day, Jake and Mueller travel to Montana to find Ramsey's cabin. While moving through the woods, Jake is suddenly attacked from behind and knocked unconscious. He dreams about his family before waking up tied to a chair. Ramsey and Mueller are standing nearby. Jake realizes Mueller betrayed him and helped Ramsey set a trap. Then someone enters the room. Jake is shocked when he sees Mason. Mason reveals that he has been working with Ramsey all along. The group needed someone with Jake's skills, and Mason helped them bring him into the organization. Jake then discovers the horrifying truth. Mason and the others planned Fresh's attack on his family to break him and force him to join Section 8. Jake is devastated by Mason's betrayal. He cannot believe the man he trusted would do this. Mason explains that he believed Jake was wasting his skills by living a normal life. The group leaves Jake alone while Mason pays Ramsey and Mueller. They decide Jake is too dangerous and plan to kill him. However, when Mueller starts counting the money, Mason secretly frees Jake. He reveals the truth. He was actually sent to destroy Section 8 from the inside, and he needs Jake's help to finish the mission. Mason activates an alarm and guards rush in. Jake and Mason fight their way through them, creating a path to Ramsey. Ramsey and Mueller try to escape. Ramsey even offers Jake money and a place in the organization, but Jake refuses. He knows Ramsey is responsible for destroying his life. Ramsey tries to blame everything on Mason, but Jake does not believe him. During the confrontation, Mueller attempts to surprise Jake with an attack. Mason jumps in front of Jake and takes the bullet. He saves Jake's life, but is badly injured. Mason then shoots Mueller and tells Jake to finish the mission before he dies. Suddenly, Mueller reveals she is still alive. She tries to attack Jake with a knife after running out of bullets. She stabs him in the shoulder, but Jake uses her strength against her and kills her. Jake then finds Ramsey escaping in a car. He chases him through the streets as they exchange gunfire. Ramsey loses control and crashes. Jake walks toward the wreckage, and after Ramsey tries to provoke him one last time, Jake finally kills him. Back at his apartment, Jake finds Locke waiting for him. The mercenary has returned to finish his contract. The two men fight violently, using everything around them as weapons. Locke eventually knocks Jake down, but Jake finds an opening, grabs his gun, and kills him.